Now we're going to talk about the Queen. You know, it's been 3 years since her last visit to New York City, to America. And since New York City, we're going to bring Richard Quest to fill this all in. She hasn't been there since 1976. So Richard Quest, who is there in advance of his Queen, is going to tell us, Richard, what is she doing there?
Well, Drew, it's easily understandable, I promise you, the statistics concerning the Queen and her visits to the United States. Actually, she was in the States 3 years ago at Jamestown for celebrations there. But in terms of New York City, you've got to go back to 1976 for the bicentennial celebrations. And before that, to 1957, which is when she addressed the United Nations. Now, I guess the feeling is 53 years on, it's time for her to address the UN again, and that is why Her Majesty will be here as the head of the Commonwealth of 54 countries, leader of 16 nations, or head of state of 16 nations. The Queen will be addressing the United Nations. I'm told that her short 15-minute speech will deal with leadership issues and deal with the problems and the challenges facing that world body. So, Drew, it's a long time since she's been at the UN, but she's back.
Did they ask her to come back? I'm wondering if they need her leadership abilities there.
The palace, you put your finger on an interesting question there. The palace say the Secretary-General invited the Queen to make the address. What's not clear is whether the Queen or the palace sort of sought the invitation. Did they sort of scout it out? In any event, at 84 years old, the Queen is doing many things like this in what is seen as being, if not exactly her reign drawing to a close, because she's a fit, healthy woman, and she travels and keeps a schedule that will put the rest of us in a chair. But the Queen has basically been invited. She's giving this address, and it is a milestone in a life of exemplary service.
So it would be interpreted by me as a farewell tour while she's still looking good?
Oh, you are most unkind.
Well, I'm asking.
I wouldn't have put it in. Well, no. I mean, you know, 3 years ago when I covered the Queen in Jamestown when she was there, we said that this would be her last trip to the United States. People have said that her 9-day trip to Canada is her last trip as Queen of Canada. The fact is, the Queen loves nothing more than doing these visits when she can and getting out and about. I believe that it would be perhaps reasonable to say she won't make many more trips to the United States, but certainly Canada would be well on the agenda.
All right, we're probably over the next couple of days, all of New York will be talking about, do we kiss her hand, do we bow, do we do this, do we do that, do we do anything else?
All right,
but let me, no, I want to ask you, where else is she going? She's going to the UN, she's going to talk about leadership, okay. But where else is she going? She going to take in a Yankees game?
I was going to give you the do's and don'ts.
I don't care. I don't care about the do's and don'ts, Richard. I just want to know where else she's going.
Well, the trip takes a solemn tone after that. She goes to Ground Zero, where she will spend half an hour paying her respects at the World Trade Center site. She will then meet relatives and families of those 67 British families, that people who lost their lives on 9/11, before going back to the airport and then heading home to the United Kingdom. The visit, the time in New York, will be less than 12 hours. And interestingly, from the best of my research, it doesn't seem that she's ever spent the night in the Big Apple.
Well, that should say something. Okay, well, that's very nice of her, and that, you know, shout out to the Queen for meeting with those victims' families and also visiting that site, especially during this week of Independence Day. So I'm getting in my ear that the crew wants to hear the do's and the don'ts. So, if you will, please.
Yeah.
Richard Quest, tell us, if I happen to bump into the Queen in the next 12 hours, what shall I do?
If you happen to bump into the Queen, we'll all be in deep trouble, and certainly that will be cause for deep concern all round. But if you are one of the people who are fortunate, first of all, there is no obligation to bow, either for a Brit or an American. If you do decide to bow, none of this bowing from the waist like they do with the Japanese, just a simple nod from the head. She will offer her hand, you give her your hand, she will do the squeezing. Don't pump a hand as if you've just gone to the ball game and your team's just won. The reason, it's nothing to do with etiquette, it's all to do with practicalities. She shakes thousands of hands a month. Her hand would look like this if everybody gave her a bone cruncher.
Very good. Richard Quest, live in New York to cover the visit of the Queen, which we only get every other 4 or 5 decades. Well, thank you so much, Richard, for joining us. Okay, take care. Well,